This city had no army, no king, no enemies, yet it vanished. Not burned, not conquered, not destroyed. And the reason it disappeared is far more disturbing than war. Mohenjo-Daro was one of the largest cities on Earth. It had indoor toilets, advanced drainage, perfectly planned streets. But it had no palaces, no temples, no monuments to power. And when archaeologists uncovered it, they didn't find ruins of violence. They found something worse. A city that didn't fall. It was left behind. And here's what shouldn't be possible. An entire civilization walked away from one of the greatest cities ever built, without panic, without invasion, without collapse. Why? Hold on to that question, because the answer changes how you see history. 4,500 years ago, most humans lived in fragile settlements. Mohenjo-Daro was different. Its streets followed a precise grid. Every brick followed the same ratio. Every home connected to a covered drainage system. Waste flowed away silently beneath the city. Clean water in, dirty water out. No chaos, no randomness. This wasn't accidental. This was planning on a level Europe wouldn't achieve again for over 3,500 years. And yet, something was missing. Something every other ancient civilization obsessed over. Power. There are no statues of kings here, no royal tombs, no propaganda carved into stone. Instead, archaeologists found toys, jewelry, dice, trade seals. This society didn't glorify rulers. It glorified balance. Even more unsettling, there is almost no evidence of war. No fortifications, no mass graves, no weapons prepared for conquest. While Egypt rose under pharaohs, while Mesopotamia rose through conflict, the Indus Valley rose through cooperation, which makes what happened next even harder to explain. When historians first excavated Mohenjo-Daro, they expected destruction. They found silence, homes abandoned mid-use, cooking tools left behind, pottery unfinished. People didn't flee screaming. They left calmly. Skeletons were found, but not in battle positions. No crushed skulls, no arrow wounds. This wasn't invasion. And for decades, historians thought the mystery was already solved. They were wrong. The early explanation was simple. Flooding. The Indus River flooded repeatedly, burying the city in layers of silt. Civilization destroyed by nature. Case closed. Except floods don't make people leave like this. Floods don't cause careful abandonment. Floods don't explain why valuables were taken. Floods don't explain slow migration. So historians kept digging, and what they found was worse. Rivers are alive. They move. They change. Geological records show the Indus River system began shifting. Some rivers dried up completely. Others flooded unpredictably. Mohenjo-Daro shows signs of rebuilding again, and again, and again. Each time, the city was raised higher, until raising it higher stopped making sense. Imagine rebuilding your home every decade, then every year, then every season. At some point, you don't fight the river. You leave. But that still wasn't the final breaking point. Around 2000 BCE, something subtle happened. The monsoon weakened. Rain became unreliable. Crops failed. Food surpluses disappeared. Trade slowed. This civilization didn't collapse. It thinned. Cities shrank. Large urban centers emptied. People moved east toward smaller, safer settlements. Not panic, adaptation. Now imagine rebuilding your home knowing it won't last. That's when survival replaces pride. And this is where the story turns unsettling. There is evidence the Indus people chose decentralization. Instead of forcing cities to survive, they abandoned them. Instead of rebuilding monuments, they focused on life. This wasn't collapse. It was refusal. A civilization advanced enough to build megacities, choosing to let them die. Not because they failed, because they evolved. We still cannot read their language. Hundreds of seals exist, symbols carved with precision, but no translation key, no Rosetta Stone, which means their explanation, their reasoning, is gone forever. They didn't leave behind warnings. Mohenjo-Daro isn't ancient trivia. It's a mirror. This civilization had technology, trade, peace, intelligence, and still disappeared. Not because of enemies, but because the environment changed, and they refused to cling to pride. They walked away. They didn't leave behind glory. They left behind silence. And silence doesn't survive history. History celebrates conquerors. But the Indus Valley didn't conquer. They adapted. They didn't carve their story into stone. They whispered it into the soil, and we almost missed it. And that raises a question no historian can answer. Mohenjo-Daro didn't leave behind a warning. No curse, no punishment, no revenge. They simply disappeared. But not every ancient civilization stayed silent. Some left behind something else, a message meant to be feared, because when another ancient tomb was opened, a tomb sealed for over 2,000 years, people began to die, not in legend, in real life. Sudden illnesses, unexplained accidents, and a pattern no one wanted to acknowledge. The terracotta army wasn't meant to be discovered, and the moment it was, history pushed back. What happens when the past doesn't want to be remembered?